is a subjective thing, as is success. Every person defines it differently for themselves.
That's the difference now for me. For me, at least, like, I look at failure or I don't think I call it failure. I call it feedback. I look at the feedback and it's just like, okay. So now I gotta know, okay, now I'm not putting off the time on it. I just automatically go to the solution for the next time because it's not gonna make or break nothing. It's not
a download. So the question I ask everybody is, how can then you succeed at something if you haven't downloaded the program yet?
Sir, welcome to H.F.C podcast. We're back, episode 85. Did y'all miss us? I know y'all didn't miss really him, but did y'all miss me? I'm your host, Wes Hunt, the best rapper, podcaster, director, what you like, that ever lived, artist. Will you agree?
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's okay though. I'll let you.
Before we began on, he did agree. That's the crazy part. But anyway,
I'll let you have that.
It's HFC podcast. You never been a rapper, you do this stuff.
Not only white.
Okay, so I think that it's
ain't no white popping like Mr. Big Just.
Yeah, it's HFC.
You must be nuts.
It's HFC podcast. Listen to the music. So C Marie's out too, by the way. Go check that out on SoundCloud. What's on OG? You know, we're not rusty. You know what I mean? This is HFC podcast episode 85. We're gonna get to business, man. I'm your host, Wes Hunt, as always, and this is my big brother, co-host and business partner.
Just the God.
And this is the podcast where we spark blunts and conversation. Like I said again, this is episode 85. We made it to episode 85. And if y'all see, it's a new setup. You know what I mean? We came back a little differently. You know what I mean? A lot differently. We played, you know what I mean?
I came back the same. He came back a lot differently. Stick around, you will notice.
Hell, not like that. You know what I mean? No did be. You know what I mean? Did about to get out, so. You know what I mean? I ain't clapping, buddy.
Listen, man.
But yo, this episode 85. In this episode, we're gonna talk about is failure necessary? And why do we fail? Welcome back. I know for everybody thinking we was gonna stop, we was gone for 2 months probably. I mean, we was doing the things behind the scenes. Like I said, we just dropped the album C Marie. You know what I mean? We're gonna drop more. We got more albums coming out. You know what I mean? We've been doing things, and there's an audio book coming out. You can tell you about that.
We're gonna record like 3-4 albums.
Tell me quick fast.
Audio,
we got coming out. It's not out there, but this is what we got in the plans.
We got the cartoon coming. Mm-hmm. We got the audio book to go on the C Marie project. You know what I mean? The story, you know what I mean? With the music, you know, like a little soundtrack and a little, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Yeah.
I know what he means. But yeah, we got to
be like a score to the audio book.
We got
it's gonna be like a score to the audio book.
Check out that C Marie Wanna Know video out now. We got a 50 bars video coming out. We got a few tracks video. We got a few things coming out. We got shit doing things behind the scenes. Plus family, obviously. So, you know what I mean? Thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for new subscribers. We got like 10 or 15 subscribers. So thank you. You know what I mean? For whoever joined the team while we was gone. That's
welcome to the family world. Welcome to the den.
Word. I mean, like, and on ATW TV, thank you for all the ATW TV people. We over 1.4 million views in total. You know what I mean? And almost close to 400,000 total views on this channel. Everything we get, we appreciate. Ain't viral, none of that shit. But we start from nothing. 0 subscribers, 0 views. Like, so the fact that we have close to 2 million views or 1.5 million views and close to another million views on this channel is fucking thank you. It's to y'all. We watching the content, we could still get on 100 views. You know what I mean? And that's all.
It's still
facts. Because from day one, our day ones, remember from the fucking first episode, we said we appreciate the 1 subscriber, the 2, the 3, the 4. That's a fact. Yeah.
We do this. We do this with with love, love to create, love to art, love to talk shit. And have conversation and you know what I mean, give a little enlightenment if you can from our perspective of seeing things. That's it.
But before we start back up, man, what you want to say? You want to say anything to the motherfucking subscribers, our people, the chosen ones? Like, we've gone for a little minute.
You know what I mean? Just pass the potato, man. It's like hot potato. You subscribe, pass it to a friend, let a friend subscribe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy the content, you know what I mean, pass it to a friend. I know it ain't the most viral content content, but it it's enjoyable content. So, if you enjoy, pass it to a friend or a friend said they enjoy it.
Hope you learn something.
And most of all, hope you learn something.
That's what we do.
And I can guarantee you it's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all rhythm and motion. The more we keep doing it, the more you keep subscribing.
Y'all saw us grow from Rick. The way we talk to y'all, the way we present ourselves to y'all. We always do people.
Favor when I'm talking, don't interrupt me again.
Yeah. But I figured out why I did it.
But I'm going to let him go on this one.
I figured out why I did it, but yeah.
Because he is the host.
Y'all already know how I get with it behind the scenes. The nigga be on hush.
I'm guessing he's speaking some Kathy Lee. I don't know what the fuck, but whatever.
Yeah, you definitely Kathy. You got a Kathy energy. But we gonna go right. We're going to the show. We're gonna start the first video. We already know it's one of my go-tos, Psych to Go. I love their content. Go like, share, and subscribe to Psych to Go if you haven't already, and they already popping. So just keep adding on to the thing because they deservingly, because they got great content. You know what I mean? But on this video is called "Watch This If You Feel Like Failure" from Psych to Go. So let's get it.
I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there. A big test or competition is on the line and you know you've put everything you had in preparation, and yet you still don't get the result you want. You don't feel good. You feel you've failed. Psych to Goers. First and foremost, let's define failure. If you're expecting something super clean and clear, sorry to say, it's not. Failure is a subjective thing, as is success. Every person defines it differently for themselves. For example, an interesting take on failure was stated by Thomas Edison, who said, "I've not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." The definition is based on your values and expectations, and you are unique to you. Sometimes, though, we let outside parties like friends or family define it for us. Despite our varied definitions of failure, the one common thing that we all share is the initial feeling of failing really sucks. So, let's look at several ways on how we could change our perspective on failure, take the edge off the sting, and make it work for us. Number 1, failure is your biggest teacher. Society really pushes emphasis on success and tends to ignore failure. Think of all the perfect lives we see posted everywhere on social media. However, this does not provide any depth of knowledge, thus benefit anyone. According to a research conducted by Madsen and Desai, failure can be your biggest teacher in life. The research found that knowledge gained from failure lasts longer and is often more impactful than knowledge gained from success. This can be illustrated with the flights of the space shuttle Atlantis and the Challenger. In 2002, a piece of the space shuttle Atlantis broke off and caused damage, but the damage didn't hinder the mission. As a result, there was little follow-up or investigation following the incident. A year later, during the flight of the space shuttle the Challenger, another piece of the space shuttle broke off that was somewhat similar to the Atlantis, but this time, disaster ensued, resulting in the death of the astronauts and violent destruction of the shuttle. This tragic incident prompted a major investigation, which resulted in 29 recommended changes to prevent future disasters. In essence, failure can really be seen as an alternate term for learning opportunity. Number 2, failure teaches you to be kind to yourself. Let's imagine, what if your life is only made of a constant stream of success? Everything you do or try just falls into your lap, and you've known nothing but riches, wealth, and comfort. You've never had to pull yourself up from an abyss or struggle to improve. When we never truly experience the grit of failure, this encourages taking everything for granted. You don't think, you just float along. Failure gives us the push to reevaluate the important things in our lives. Who are you? And how do you define yourself? It's a great chance for you to be kind to yourself and practice self-compassion, instead of judging and self-approving based on the materialistic or what you've done. You learn to accept yourself just for what you already are at your core. Dr. Kristen Neff, a strong advocate for self-compassion, published a study. Based on that study, students who practiced self-compassion after failing in an exam will proceed to study harder for future exams. Number 3, you can know success only if you've experienced failure. There is no light without the dark. We've heard the phrase. What does it mean? Similarly, by experiencing failure, you will obtain a better perspective on success. The accumulation of failures over time gives you an increasingly better sense of what will probably work and what probably won't work. And success is built upon this knowledge. This very perspective makes basketball superstar Michael Jordan the athlete that he is today. He says, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over again in my life. That's why I succeed." Number 4, failure isn't always really failure. Did you know some of the most groundbreaking inventions we've had happened when the inventors were researching something completely different? Some of these include superglue, microwave ovens, pacemakers, and even penicillin. Essentially, they failed at their original goal. But considering what came out instead, can you really call that failure? And number 5, failure is a step on the journey, not the end of it. When you are faced with failure, this usually does not mean the end. Failure is a real and common experience. However, barring extreme circumstances, it's not a termination. It's part of the human condition and a natural occurrence that preps you to achieve success in the future. Ever shop or browse online? You've probably heard of Jack Ma, co-founder of Alibaba Group. The journey to the top wasn't some fairy tale golden path either. In a public event, he told the story of multiple failures in his life, which included being the sole individual not to get a job at a fast food joint, rejection at being a hotel server, and applying to Harvard 10 times with a sound rejection each time. Jack Ma reflected that the experiences of these failures prepared him for the path to becoming a CEO later on. Failure is a chance to learn, and although it doesn't feel very good at the time, a change in perspective can help turn it into a climbing hold instead of a rock blocking your path. We understand, though, that sometimes when you face failures in your life, you may become debilitated. These can hit you hard. Now that you know bouncing back is a very real option, seek professional assistance if you need it so that you can continue onwards and upwards. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to Psych2Go for more content. Thanks for watching.
Alright, y'all just saw that video, man. We just saw that video. It just popped on the screen from Psych2Go. But look, spark a fucking blunt. You forget what we do here. We spark blunts in conversation. About to have a conversation, spark the blunt. I mean, I just have to check this nigga if I have a fucking blunt off the screen. Y'all did not see it. Y'all don't see all these things. But that's why I have to know the scenes. But we just started off with you, man, because we're doing things a little differently. Basically, I'm gonna put my little tidbits in and out, but I'm just gonna ask him the questions and see where he come from. And of course, I'm gonna add my little 2 cents in there once or twice, but we're gonna just do things a little differently. You know what I mean? But welcome back once again, episode 85. We could do question 1. Why do we fail? Do we have to fail?
That's a good question.
The video we watched, and it some great points. We can go to the notes.
I hope you watched the video before, you know what I mean? But that's a good question. Why do we fail, and do we have to fail? I'm gonna say we do have to fail, because failing is to learn. Now, why do we fail? I would say this to somebody, right? See, I think most of the times, personally, I look at if you understood that we were quantum beings, high frequency beings, and understood that, if you was to close this computer right now, right, and took away all the programs out this computer, right, and open up this computer, would the computer work?
No.
You'd be like, hey, what's wrong with this computer? You think this computer is broken or something, right? So the question I ask everybody is, how can then you succeed at something if you haven't downloaded the program yet?
I want to get to that too. Yeah.
How can you, right? How can you even?
And since you start off like that, I'm just gonna do it like this. We're gonna stay on that topic. Boom. What I put, I said, 6. Basically, failure helps you build the knowledge to succeed, and that's what you're saying, creating a download. If you don't. But then my argument in my head when we was watching the video was this. Boom. What if you read the books? You have mentors. And you don't. I'm not trying to say you don't have to fail because that's just almost inevitable. But like,
Okay.
you could have the knowledge before. Like almost going back to the quote, a wise man learn from others, learn from himself.
Mm-hmm.
If you be wise in that situation and you really don't have to go through it. That's what I was also thinking that. Please don't advocate.
Nah, but still, one way or the other, it's a download. Alright, check it. You download it by not going through the trials and tribulations, and you watch a wise person, and you attempt. Within, guaranteed it's going to be failure. Even from looking at somebody who already know how to do it. Now you go and you learn it on your own. It's going to be failure. Why? Because you have to download the program, right? If you look at ourselves in multiple
Multi-dimensional creatures.
Right. You're downloading the program, and after you download the program, you have to learn how to use the program. That's why you fail. So, alright, cool. To prove what I'm saying, if you go right, when you start learning how to edit videos and do all of that, right? First you have to download that program into your system. Learning what you're doing. That was the download, exactly what you're doing, this and that and the third. You downloaded that program into your system. After you download that program into your system and you begin to attempt to download, there was glitches. You didn't perform it the way you wanted to perform it. Why? Because you have to now learn to download.
I agree.
Same as if you download a program into your computer, you have to learn to download.
How does failing affect you now? And how did it affect you before?
To be honest with you, bro, I'm fucking a retard. I don't know what the fuck failure was then. I'm more familiar with failure now, and getting older and looking at certain things in my life, I started to think about failure, but never once in my life that I ever looked at myself as a failure, thought I ever failed, or ever wanted. It never crossed I'm delusional. I'm fucking delusional. If anything, my problem is I get sidetracked from lack of focus because I got so much things I enjoy doing. I can't focus on finishing one thing. But I'm delusional. If I see you fucking playing basketball and I like basketball, I'm gonna go play basketball. If I cannot fucking put that ball through my fucking leg, I'm gonna play basketball again tomorrow. I'm delusional like that. I don't see myself, I don't understand what the fuck failure is. You know what I mean? I never did, still don't. Like I said, I got familiar with it more as I got older, because I thought I'd be like, okay, I should have more. But then, you know, you study, you learn more, and I'm like, more in what sense of physical man riches when I'm already spiritually rich? Love, I got riches in love, health and wealth. I could create man riches, but so failure, I don't know. I never thought about it. Don't think about it now at all. It don't dwell in my mind.
For me, feeling back then and feeling now is only one main thing is that I didn't really know how to look at it because I didn't do the work on myself. I always thought like, why the fuck is I'm doing this and other people get it, and like I'm doing this like why does like I hit the stop or this or that. I always question like why the fuck is things always coming like roadblocks.
Focus and shit like that.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I was part of it. I didn't realize there's feedback. I didn't realize supposed to grow from it. I didn't realize that's the main part. I look at failure now. I look at failure or I don't think I call it failure. I call it feedback. I look at the feedback and it's just like, okay. So now I gotta know, okay. I just automatically go to the solution for the next time because it's not gonna make or break nothing.
It's not download.
But
if you haven't
that's the
downloaded
biggest
the
thing to me.
program,
Before I be like, oh fuck, God damn.
Because you don't understand how the human body works and how it works. You have to understand it. And that's another download.
That's the biggest thing.
That's not. It's like the other thing too, right? Because we're gonna go back to that word. See that word, and all that to me may be done intentionally. Because words are spelling words. You cast spells on yourself by saying I'm a failure. That word, right? Because you take, like, for instance, and this is a quick, not off subject, but on subject, a little on the straight, quick fact. You take the word, right, in the Bible, right, good and evil, right? When you go back to the original translation of the word good in the Bible and the word evil, right? The word good doesn't mean good in the Bible. It doesn't mean good at all, right? It translates into meaning stagnant and not moving, right? And the word that's transcribed into evil really translate into motion and energy. See, when you're able to flip words it plays a psychological effect on you, and you download this into your system. So, because the question would be now, which is evil and which is good? The one that tell you remain stagnant and complacent, or the one that tell you motivation and energy creates growth? But one word they label evil, the other word they label good. They
can label evil good. Like what you call it?
They did that intentionally.
They mix up the words.
Right, they mix up the words. That's what you download into your psyche to play an effect on you.
Wasn't it too you said anything you see from the niggas always looking at it backwards?
Yeah, you see things differently.
Every time since you told me I literally from the news, from this, that, I always look at everything in like a mirror.
That's why I said read the Alistair Crowley book.
Because they follow his teachings. A lot of
not only they follow his teachings, it's amazing that anything that's esoteric is labeled bad, and everybody's esoteric is bad.
That's
why I said read the book.
It's definitely a culture failure. And I'm going to say a little tidbit quick fast why I think therapy is a culture failure. I think there's a culture anything because the things you're supposed to know, you have, all you're doing is to go into a therapist and they're telling you what you basically already know you're supposed to do, to work on yourself, and they basically give you a pat on your back. It's okay. A lot of people feel like this. I'm not saying don't go to therapy, but I'm trying to say like, that's what you're going in for. That's what people, do people graduate therapy? Everybody goes there for 10 years. I've been there for 5 years, 10 years. Do you graduate therapy? When do you go like, I'm cured? When the fuck does that happen? You just go there as a crutch to vent, have somebody there. I'll wash you like, okay, and leave. The thing about it is that I do therapy, and therapy is just a form of talking to somebody. I do it with my brothers when I'm fucked up. I do it with my girl. I mean, I do it with people like what you call it, but I don't think you have to have some fucking outside source. Paying them mad money to go there and talk to them for 3 times a week for fucking 2 hours a day, and to not change. You know what I mean? Like, so what's the point of it? I mean, but do you think therapy is a crutch?
I think therapy could be
and traditional form of therapy of actually going to school.
I think therapy could be a crutch if you use it as a crutch. I think therapy could be constructive and useful if the therapist that you're going to is really there to help you and not there to just make a dollar off of you. If the therapist is really concerned about your mental and spiritual well-being, yeah. The other thing is also, I think, the problem with, to me, therapy don't deal with the spiritual aspect of what the person is going, you know what I mean? Number one. Number two, I was looking at somebody the other day, I forgot his name, and I wish I could remember his name, right? And the other thing is, a therapist is a doctor, right?
Mm-hmm. PhD.
But why do a therapist don't run brain scans on their patients to see to see what's wrong with their brain? Like any doctor you go to run scans on the body.
Cause that fuck up their hustle. Cause they might find something.
Well, I'm just asking a question.
It's obvious,
because if not, being the fact that I'm not a doctor, but I know for a fact that a human, the foundation of most human brains a certain way. So any disruption in the pattern.
The way it's firing off, the way they think is like.
Right. So that means you can tell what's wrong. Yeah. So then you can figure out the patterns of why maybe this person has so much anxiety, this and that. And then you could attack that problem. So I'm asking, why don't before you even sit down to do this, let me have a brain scanning. Then the other thing, why aren't you attacking this person's spiritual well-being along with the mental? And then the other thing is, why prescribe them drugs when you know these drugs is just going to handicap the mind? So these are all the things when you prescribe them Prozac and all these other drugs. I don't understand why therapists would do this. So I believe if you have a therapist that is concerned with you and concerned about your well-being, it can work.
You're not saying not to go to therapy.
No, not at all.
You're just speaking about the looking at
our perspective. And the other thing I would say this: I often want somebody to talk to.
I do. I talk to people.
Right.
I talk to people.
What I've realized.
If you don't have that, then I understand it.
I will tell you to do what Jesus will tell you to do. Go to your room and close the door and have a conversation with your higher self. And be real with your higher self. And all your insecurities, because I won't call none of your problems failures, your insecurities. And talk them out loud or talk them within. And wait for the answer to come back, 'cause it's gonna come. And I think that's what we need to get back to. Getting back to to the oneness in ourselves.
What's the benefits of feeling? Feeling has to mean something. That's why life is more hard than like not. So there has to be a reason for it, and then you, as I like to go, there's many reasons.
It's making you. It's the pressure that forms the diamond.
Making you. The pressure forms diamonds. You have to fucking pick swords and axes and everything that you make and blast it through fire and fucking mold it first and then everything takes some kind of the big bang. It's a big explosion.
It's called alchemy. It's called alchemy.
It's always some kind of motherfucking, but it's always some kind of hardship before. Now it's always. That's the way it works.
Alistair Crowley said this too. See magic? He said, get up and take the first step. That's magic.
Listen, Alistair Crowley, I actually studied a lot of shit he supposed to study. He just moneyed it, and he's a psychopath. Like you can't. I can't go into Alistair Crowley too much. And you fucking your whole thing's.
Like I said, I can't go into Alistair Crowley too much.
Well, he's a smart guy.
Own research.
Now you can do your own research. He's self-made all this.
No, I have to read his books myself.
That's the original he created, Telima. Like I know a lot about Alistair Crowley.
No, but I want to read his books. I know a lot about Alistair Crowley. But I know from second and third, I have to read his books myself to hear his words myself.
That's not going to that's still not going to change my way I think about it.
No, it will.
Do what you did.
No, it will. If I'm hearing your words myself, not the words given to me by other people and how they're telling your story, it does.
I know. But what's the last word of the day?
Besides, you know what I'm saying, like and subscribe. You know, make sure you like and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, and like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, to love. But my last word of the day, man. Right now, you know what I mean. I don't like dealing with politics. I'm a spiritual person. So, but I'm like, in the climate that we're in this day, whether who's right or who's wrong is irrelevant to me. We just gotta find love and empathy. You know what I mean? Love and empathy, because we might have many different cultures of people on the planet, but it's only the human being. We only one race, the human beings. We all one. So we need to find some kind of compassion and empathy and love for each other and understanding for each other. And the only way we can have understanding, compassion, and love for each other is to talk to each other and learn from each other, and really literally be willing to learn from each other and understand, you know. Knowledge is power.
My word of the day before I say my traditionalism, the battles within, the inner battle, crazy, you know what I mean? So it's like, do the work on yourself, like a motherfucker, do the work on yourself, study everything you like about science, whatever about the genetics of mind and your subconscious. Like you have to understand this shit is deep. So like, and you have to understand the agenda put on us to make us all our bad qualities come out. So it's like just study, do the work on yourself, and don't stop. Failure is just feedback. Don't stop. Whatever you like, whatever you love doing, whatever you're passionate about. It's for a reason. It's not for monetary basis. It's about most likely it's a purpose that you put here for, to give back to the old and to give back to all of us and be the best version of you. When you be the best version of you, it's good for everybody. Like literally good for everybody. So it's like, do it. Not me else you being selfish, because it's not for you. It's for everybody. So keep me under grace, never under law. My negative thoughts is weak, and our positive thoughts are motherfucking strong. That's for loyalty, that's for love, that's for life, and that's for the motherfucking like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell as well. This is episode 85. Now I mean, we're gonna keep giving you the best content we can. Keep doing the best we can. For the new subscribers, thank you. For the subscribers to HW, thank you. Look out for C. Marie, all the projects we got coming out. We'll keep y'all posted. We can start going live a few times to see how that vibe out. Take them on to jump on live with us and talk some shit and build. But I mean, like, but yeah, welcome back. We missed y'all. Us for love. Like, share, subscribe to love, like we always say.
All the time.
Look out for that music, man.